Hello, I am Popefire, the Starfire god, and I have with me, of course, my amazing guest for the at the altar. And this is a short panel because it is a holiday tomorrow, and we're probably only going to go for an hour. But this one's a very special one because at the end of the stream, we're going to let you guys vote, and the winner will get their picture put in the Sparkman trade, and they will also receive a copy of New Teen Titans game. Thank you, Ghostwriter, for giving me an extra one. So real quick, I'm going to introduce my panel. We have, of course, Adrian, who's a very quiet boy, and I don't know if we can actually hear him. Can you say something real quick, Adrian?
Something real quick, Adrian.
Oh, you absolute. Oh, you're so lucky this is a no cursing stream. We do have, of course, the sexiest man in Comicsgate. Hello there, Jacob.
Hi there, everyone. Good to be back. Good to be back. Bang.
Yes, we actually scheduled all of the streams so Jacob could not be involved. That was the evil plan all along. So I'm really happy to have you back.
Yeah, and I didn't receive any of the links.
Yeah, because somebody started a rumor that I was bald.
If it's true, it's not a rumor. Is it? Hashtag Wildfire.
Yeah, no, I hope you're happy because now every time I go in a stream, somebody calls me Baldfire, so.
I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, you jerk.
You don't even know.
Manny's not here, and that means I don't have anybody to make fun of all stream, so that makes me sad. We do, of course, have Shawnee back. Hello there, Shawnee. How you doing?
Hello, I'm doing good.
And then, of course, I think this is the first time you've been on At the Altar, Sparkman. We do have the fantastic Sparkman, and he is rocking his chibi avatar, so that's adorable, by the way.
Word. Thanks for the invite. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you know, Manny is in the chat, but he's not on the panel.
Should he be on the panel?
He should be on the panel.
Is he doing something else?
No, he shouldn't be doing anything else. His Saturday nights belong. No, his Saturday nights belong to me.
And where's Nerd or where's Ninja?
Ninja's always late. Like you can always count on Ninja to not be on time.
What's up, Lorenzo? Well, that's true. Like I said, I always think if the world was ending, Ninja would still be walking in late.
He would. Manny's not coming on tonight, and that's fine. Tomorrow's a holiday, so I don't expect anybody to really hop on too long. That's actually why we're being an hour this stream, because we're not going to make this one super long. I do apologize for not having Friday streams, but it was a holiday as well as Overwatch, so my bad. But today we're just going to do a free-for-all, but you have to have a Spork somewhere on the panel, or on the page, excuse me. And then, of course, at the end of it, we're going to have, well, I have so many mods, so I'll let the moderators fight over who gets to do the poll at the end, but the winner will get their piece in the Sparkman trade, as well as a copy of Titans games. Real quick, I do want to ask Sporkman to sort of promote his comic a little bit and talk about how he got the idea, and also tell us why Sporkman is the sexiest superhero ever.
Not the sexist superhero?
That was a total typo. I was so embarrassed because I didn't notice it until hours later, right? So I get on my Twitter because I don't check my Twitter all the time, and I'm like, oh my god, why did I do that?
It's all good. Yeah, so basically, Sporkman is a character we created back in 1997. Me and my two best friends were sitting around coming up with silly superhero names, and our one friend Chris, who was our original letterist, he came up with the name Sporkman, and a few months later, excuse me, not years, he drew the original art drawing of Sparkman, and he basically just had a bunch of sporks. A few years later, in 2004, Eric, actually my partner, who is, I'm sure some of you guys know, at Jedi Raylan, he did the first Sparkman figure. That was actually based off a Power Red Ranger. So that actually influenced how he came to be as a character. And then a few months later, he actually also for Halloween did the cosplay of Sporkman for Halloween.
Mhm.
And then he also went to a convention, won some major awards in '95, and a lot of people asked for a comic. We had no idea we were going to go and do a comic, but there was a bunch of people that asked for one, so we decided to do the first one, which was called Sparkman Conventions. That actually is available right now through Wicked, our publisher. And then a few years later, we followed up with the IGG that we're running right now to remaster with colors and new lettering. Sparkman Goes to Japan. And yeah, so that's where we're at. So Sparkman Goes to Japan basically is East meets West, where what if in our world Japan was exactly like it was in anime and manga, and so basically Sparkman is there on a superhero exchange program. They didn't want him. He was the last choice for them to pick, but he ends up being the hero to save the world against Shogun Z. So
Now,
go ahead.
I love this concept, by the way, and this is one of the books I am like super excited for. Now I haven't read any of the older Sporkmans because I've actually been waiting to read the new one. I know I do things out of order, but is there a moment where we see him unmasked?
No.
Ugh.
There's a whole reason why, because if Sporkman could be Sporkman 24/7, he will. Now you will see. I will also kind of rephrase that. You see the back of his head, and you will see his eyes.
So he's a redhead. Is what you're telling me?
He is a redhead.
Oh,
Yes.
I knew it. How did I know that? Oh my god.
Yeah, he is a redhead, and he has blue eyes.
Okay.
But you do get to see those things. Now, part of the running gag is, like the audience will never see who Sporkman is, but like other people will see who Sporkman is.
I don't like that. I like to know what my heroes look like.
But he's more sexy as Sporkman. Come on. He's supposed to be like he is supposed to be the average guy. He's supposed to be like Spider-Man and stuff like that. You don't care for Peter Parker as much. You care for Spider-Man. You like the Spider-Man character. In the same way with Sporkman, we like him as the character. If he could be Sporkman 24/7 versus being his normal self, that's what he would be.
Everyone's got a spark for a head. That's
Yeah.
not anything unusual.
To get on, because real quick, Sporkman's colorist is actually on his second or third time battling cancer. Can you tell us what the community can do to help you with that?
Sure. So this is our first colorist on our first comic, Sparkman Conventions. His name is J.W. Sims. He is his third time battling cancer, and this time they actually found a tumor on his spinal column. So he is going through his chemotherapy, and I am doing a fundraiser for him, so that way he can pay for like his traveling and things that he needs to do to get to his appointments, so he doesn't have to worry about anything else. So I'm trying to raise about $2,000 for him, so that way he can take care of some of the necessary stuff to, like getting to the bus, making sure he doesn't miss any of his appointments or anything like that. Because unfortunately, he can't work full time. Coloring was his full time job. He was already disabled from previous 2 times, so coloring was his job. So right now he's not been able to do a lot of work because of it. So. But yeah, I can go ahead if I can put the tweet out or the thing out for that too.
Now, Titan Squad, if you guys already don't know, every money I get from Patreon this month is going to Sporkman's colorist. And then we are also selling stickers or the chibis like you see with Sporkman for $15, and all those profits will go to helping his colorist. Sorry, I know we're promoting a little too hard here, but this is a very serious thing. So we really want to help him out, because that's what Titan Squad was built to do. And we will be looking at Comics Titan fundraiser to see if we can offer up some funds from that as well. Now let's kind of go more on a more positive note, because this is at the altar and we don't like to stay sad too long. Oh, hey, look at that! We talked about being sad for too long, and then we got Ninja.
Hey.
What's up?
How you guys
Yeah?
doing?
Hi, Ninja.
Not much this evening. Hanging out with my my wife. She came to visit. So I have a studio audience here with me tonight. Here at Ninja Studios. Your friendly
Long time
neighborhood
no
Ninja
see,
Studio.
Ninja.
Yeah, how you guys doing this evening? Adrian? Much love, brother.
All right.
Yes, we had actually made Ninja very angry by offending him on his favorite anime. So he said he would not return back for weeks until we admitted Naruto was the best.
What?
Work means the best. Come on, man.
I don't. You know, I'm gonna be honest. Naruto is not the best ninja cartoon. It's not.
That's
Just not.
there's no Naruto's handsome,
What's the
so it's
best?
okay.
Naruto's handsome.
Yeah.
He looks the same as Sasuke, just different hair.
No. Naruto is a good boy. Everybody else in that series, besides maybe Hinata, I like Hinata. She's cute. But no, everybody else in that series is okay. But Naruto's a good boy. He's not a furry.
He's totally a furry.
Why do you make everything I love dirty?
Kind of.
I don't know.
What are you doing now? Oh my god, I don't like that.
Suddenly, my drawing doesn't feel appropriate at all.
You're never appropriate, my
I've
friend.
been planning to put a spork right in there.
No, you don't. Ninja, in case you didn't know, this week is a free-for-all, but you are required to put a spork somewhere on your page.
That's okay. I was thinking about doing something here. Because
I'm down with that spork pork or spork pig.
There you go. I got started a while because I wanted to have a little something here as a concept to work off of. This is my first rendition of Spork Pork for the Sparkman universe.
Love it!
Oh my gosh.
I love it!
Oh, good news, guys. Really quick, I have some really good
I've got a
news.
trick coming.
We are like 3 chibis away from finishing our poster. It is so fantastic. It's gonna look so freaking cool and everything. I am super excited for it. It's gonna have everybody in Titan Squad, plus some guest characters that we got permission to use, and it is gonna be so fantastic. I'm so excited. Yeah, no, we've been doing this back in, I think, October. We started the project back in October, and we're just now like finishing up on it. It's gonna be so epic. We do want to give a quick shout out to Pope Raven, Dinah, and Day of Sex. Like, cannot pronounce his name. They are our pencilers as well as our colorers, and they are fantastical. Oh man, I don't have enough coffee yet. Real quick, does anybody have any funny Easter stories or any like Easter traditions that they'd like to talk about?
So, do you guys know what we do for Easter here in Czech Republic?
Probably something dirty.
No.
What
do you do?
Dirty. Okay, so the tradition is that younger boys sort of weave together from sticks, but young sticks, so they are not dry, so they're movable. So we weave together sort of like a whip, and every Monday morning, we go around houses and we visit women in those houses. We whip them, and we get Easter eggs for that. That's real tradition, by the way.
That's very strange.
Are you sure you don't live in the land of the lost? That sounds like a sleeve stack tradition.
No, it's pretty real.
Hello, Lorenzo.
And kind of an embarrassing story. I was at this moment at my emo stage in life, and I had long hair, right? And so we visited this old woman at her house on Easter, and she got mad that girls can't be going around whipping people, and she went expecting a bit of more reaction than that. But hey, what's your Easter traditions? How is this?
When I was 17, my mother sent me to the local grocery store at around 10:30 at night. So I walk in there. Okay, so I had a 2003 red Ford Focus that I had bought from my neighbor. It had some issues, like the passenger door wouldn't lock. So when I went to no, it was a market. When I went to the market, I had to pick up some stuff for Easter, and I come back and there's this drunk hobo sitting in my car.
Whoa!
And
What?
okay, so he wasn't like scary or anything. He wasn't sleeping. He was just drunk, and he was telling me, he's like, "Cheryl, it's time to go. Let's go home, Cheryl." I had to get the security guy because I was 16, 17. I was pretty young. I was kind of freaked out, and they had to get the guy out of my car. Now the guy clearly had some mental issues, but he wasn't harming anybody. He just thought we were going home.
But come on, Cheryl, it's time to go home.
Yeah. But the worst part was he threw up in my car.
Oh.
Oh,
And
that is the worst part.
no, the worst part was when I got home and I had to explain to my mother why my car smelled like up chunked alcohol.
Throw
Ugh.
up.
That's rough, man.
Yeah, my parents are very religious, and they did not like the fact that my car smelled like alcohol.
Hmm.
So
I'm sure.
But
Thankfully,
it
you
was
had
the
a very
drunken
convincing
hobo.
story
the
that
hobo,
everybody can believe. Yeah, just some random guy threw up in my car.
yeah, some guy got in my car and threw up in it.
Did you get to convince your parents to
No,
believe
no,
you?
okay. I got grounded until I was grounded until I called the next morning, and I was like, "Mom, I got the security guard. Like, he was there. Here you go." And so I was grounded that for one night, but it was really funny.
Oh my goodness.
So that's my
It's
little
awful.
funny. Yeah, that's my funny Easter story. Was the hobo Booster? Actually, there's a very high chance the hobo could have been Booster.
Did he slur in a New Zealand accent?
You know, I don't remember much about him other than the fact that he was like, because he was really loud, and he was drunk, so he was slurring and stuff. But
Hmm.
I
See,
just
that's
I
interesting.
just remember him yelling at me and standing there like, what am I supposed to do? Shabby, you better put clothes on that character.
I might.
Oh, you are.
This is oppression of art. That's what it
Sorry
is.
about that.
But Starfire doesn't actually wear clothes.
Yeah.
This is
Starfire.
Starfire. Yeah,
This
she's
is
not
just
into that
Starfire.
human concept of modesty. She doesn't have that on her planet.
Nor
Timorinians
am I.
still wear clothes. Granted, they don't wear a lot of clothes, but they still wear clothes.
Yeah, they wear very skimpy outfits.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's skimpy.
That's the best part of Starfire. That's the only thing
Exactly.
I find interesting about her.
No, there's a lot of okay. There's a lot of if you actually read the comics, because when I first read the New Teen Titans comics, I didn't really see the nakedness because I was a kid. I didn't see the sexual side of it. I just thought she was a really cool character. I do get embarrassed now. Like, there's a reason why all the Starfire art I buy is her covered up, but when you don't see the sexual side of stuff, she's actually a really interesting character, and I wish more people would understand that. I mean, if you wanna get if you want like a less sexual Starfire, definitely go with like the cartoon Starfire. Now there are some.
That
Okay, so there's
character's so dull on the cartoon.
no,
Lightsaber.
no,
She's
man.
cool.
Justice League versus the Teen Titans. That was a great.
She was a
Corey.
good Starfire. Yes, that was an amazing Corey.
Yeah.
I just wish they wouldn't have done her hair that way. Like her hair in Judas Contract was so much better.
By the way, I do want to quickly give a quick shout out. Guess who just came into the chat?
Who?
Matt Weldon, the guy who just did our art piece.
Ooh, I
Oh,
need to mod
nice.
him.
Yeah. So if you guys, I don't know if you guys just know, we actually have a crossover with Versima from Punchline, done by Matt Weldon. I commissioned him to do a piece with Sporkman, Natsumi, and Versima.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Yeah, it's looking really good. I've seen it.
You should look into commissioning Eric.
I do want to. Like, you know, we were talking about that the other day. I couldn't figure out for the life of me, excuse me, what I commissioned him on something, and I can't remember. I don't know if it was coloring something, or I know I did something, but I can't remember. This is like 6-8 months ago, back towards the summertime, but I can't remember.
See, Eric's one of my favorite people. He actually did this piece for me. He's actually, if you guys, to go back to the colorist thing, Eric is actually drawing a Batman Detective comic, issue 1000, and he's going to auction it off, and a percentage of the money he gets, he's going to put for the colorist. Now, I actually have several artists doing that, but Eric is the first one. We're going to reveal the other artists as they start working on their projects. But there's, I am very thankful for all the artists that have agreed to, because I sent the book out to several ones. I was like, I'm going to go, and I want to see if I can, get not only awareness to it, but also kind of help the artist out as well. But yeah, definitely check out Eric Ninotowski. He's an amazing dude. He's probably one of the nicest guys around. And I need more coffee. I don't have the energy today. I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Somebody has been playing too much Overwatch, and I'm not going to name names, but her name rhymes with dope.
I wonder who.
I have no idea.
I spent all afternoon playing Resident Evil 2 with the unlimited rocket launcher.
That sounds awesome. We are doing.
How good is that game on a scale of 1 to perfect.
What, from 1 to what?
1 to perfect.
1 to perfect. Perfect plus.
I've seen some of the gameplay. We
do have Night Pope and Grimlock in here, and I forgot to introduce Grimlock. I'm sorry. Little Night Pope is going to bring her little fans in here. How are you doing, my beautiful child?
I am good. I was watching stuff on my other YouTube account, and I did not see the notification. So I'm like, but I'm here.
It's okay. I'm kind of forced to love you.
Well, that's nice. What's Booster's excuse?
Booster is still asleep. All right, we are about to hit our 30-minute mark because we're only going to go an hour from this one. For this one, so we're going to show off all the fancy dancy art from all three of our artists, and of course, because we do like to start with Adrian. Hello there, Adrian. How you doing?
Oh, God. Okay.
No, I can see that it's Sparkman. Who's the woman?
I don't know. Just a random woman he saved.
I like that.
Woman.
And you put Godzilla in there.
Sparkman, saver of random thoughts.
Don't say that.
What?
You butt. All right, I think Jacob is AFK, which is fine because we don't really need him anyways.
I'm not AFK.
Oh, no, he's not AFK. Never mind. Oops, my bad.
I'm figuring now because I can't use.
I'm scared.
I think you have to be now, so you don't make a liar out of her.
I'm really scared to look at his.
Oh. It's really scary, guys. You better know. You better
please put clothes on her.
No.
I can't because my pet just died. Hold on, I'll do one thing for you, okay?
We will Thanos snap her clothes away.
You will not. That's where you were, wasn't it, Ghost Rider? You were watching Infinity War.
Yes, and reminding myself how much I hate the MCU's portrayal of Peter Parker.
I don't blame you.
This is better?
Yeah, that's better. Thank you. What are you doing?
Yeah,
All right,
not from the back.
Jacob, we're gonna move to Shawnee.
Good
Hello
job,
there,
Jacob.
Shawnee.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, that's adorable.
I'm doing Rocket and Groot, and I don't know if you can see it because it's still in pencil, but Groot is holding a spork.
Now,
Well done.
with a spork, you can eat your soup and your salad.
Exactly. Why he's so fascinated by it. He's learning things.
Love it.
No, Ninja, I love you, but I'm gonna have to disqualify you from the
Yeah,
contest.
because I started too soon. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
But
I
I
love
wasn't
you.
sure
I
if
love
I was
you
going
to
to be
death.
able to get in here or not. That's why I started earlier.
Mhm.
And it's mostly for Sporkman anyway. You know, I don't
Stop
care if I
making
win or lose.
excuses, Ninja.
No, it's all right. I'm doing this for my bro Sporkman. You know, it's not about a contest. It was the idea had to happen. I had to put it down as soon as I could. Just how it is when you're an artist and you get the inspiration. It strikes you and you're like, I have to do this now. I can't wait. So I don't mind being disqualified.
All right, I just don't want you upset at me, and you and me are good enough friends to where I don't think you'd be upset at either way. But yeah, that's adorable little spork pork. Oh, that's gonna be a hard spork. You guys just love messing with my
Haha! Tongue twisters for Pope Fire.
favorite pastime is trying to make Pope say stuff she can't.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. No, back when I worked at a Mexican restaurant, and I worked there since I was like 13 to 18, they would always say Spanish words. Now they knew I could understand them, but they knew I couldn't speak Spanish back. So they'd always try and get me to say stuff in Spanish. And if you think me saying stuff in English is funny, you should hear me try to say stuff in Spanish because it's hilarious.
Did they ever
Can you
find
say
out that you
"Sole"?
couldn't speak English either?
Yeah, they did. They found out I couldn't speak English very well. Actually, okay. I used to not be this way. It wasn't until I got hit by a drunk driver that it sort of messed up my brain, and now for some reason I can't like I have them in my brain. They just never reach my mouth. If that makes sense.
Can you try some Czech words?
I'm not. No.
We have this wonderful jazykolam. Hold on. 333 stříbrných stříkaček stříkalo přes 333 stříbrných střech. I'm good at it.
I have a hard enough time saying my middle name.
You have a
That's
hard enough time saying
Sprite.
Sprite. No, okay. I swear to God, that's a small town Oklahoma thing. Is because that's how they say Sprite in Oklahoma. They call it Sprite. They don't call it Sprite. Whatever it's supposed to be called. Okay, when they say Dr. Pepper in small town Oklahoma towns, they just call everything Coke. Like it's like, oh, can you give me a Coke? Oh, can you give me a Sprite? Like
You just say Coke and you wonder what you're gonna get. It's like a surprise.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like they'll say Coke and they want a Dr. Pepper. They don't call it like what it is.
Here's an interesting
root beer.
What?
What about root beer?
Oklahoma, like small town Oklahomans don't drink root beer. They'd rather just take the root out, just go for the beer.
Oh.
Hey, interesting fact about Dr. Pepper. Do you know it is actually the oldest soda in the world?
I did not know that.
Yep, it was actually originally used as before down in it was invented in Texas, by the way. It was actually used as a stomach ailment with prunes, and the two guys had it in their pharmacy. And
that's actually kind of interesting.
So what you're saying is is this entire time Dr. Pepper is just drugs.
It was originally a drug. Same thing with Coca-Cola. It was made from cocaine.
Yeah, I know that one.
The good old days.
This channel actually endorses moon pies and RC Cola.
I've never had RC Cola, but it's at my school cafeteria. So
RC Cola. That is the RC Cola is considered the poor man's cola.
Yeah, it is.
It's
Well, I know that because I grew up poor and we drank RC Cola a lot because we couldn't afford Coke.
we couldn't afford soda. We just I'm not joking. For lunch, my school lunches were a orange and a banana because we couldn't afford anything else.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh wow.
Yes, the chat. Thank you, Reggie, because the chat is making fun of how I say Sprite now. Sprite, right? Sprite. Did I do it right that time? Now you're just making
we gotta hold up flashcards and stuff like Sesame Street.
Would you believe it that I actually have a degree in botany? Oh man. But no. It's just a southern thing, especially in them smaller towns. You just say stuff differently.
You know what would have been hilarious if like you was an interpreter.
If I was an interpreter. Hope, what do they mean when they say right there? No, apparently I also say tornado's weird. So.
Are those things that you have?
Yes, because you make it sound like a Mexican rap.
That's a bit weird.
Tornadoes.
It sounds like something you get at a drive-through drunk at 2 a.m.
Wait.
Yeah.
Can I get the tornado meal with a Sprite?
Adrian is trying to speak.
Have you ever been in a tornado? Have you ever experienced a tornado?
I have not experienced a tornado, nor have I experienced a tornado. So
Heard it's tasty with hot sauce.
Yeah. I hate you guys so much.
I was just confused if you were trying to say tornado or not, or if you were like actually trying to say something.
Both of my parents are from small towns in Oklahoma, so they say things differently.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was an Oldsmobile comic book, Bob. You are so correct. Tornado.
Comic book Bob knows. Like, watch this. Comic book Bob. What's the square root of 24? He knows everything. That's super easy, by the way. It was the first thing that I could come up with.
Huh. Speak for yourself.
Well, if he knows everything, comic book Bob, I want to know what's the difference between a Sprite and a Sprite. There has to be a taste difference.
I want to know the meaning of life.
No, I mean apparently I also say because there's no Pepsi in the town that my parents grew up in. So my family is in denial that Pepsi exists.
Wow.
That's bad.
And that's what you said?
She said in her small town in Oklahoma, there's no Pepsi, so her family doesn't believe it exists.
Well, okay, I'm from Texas. I'm from Texas.
Pepsi deniers.
My family is from Oklahoma, except for my grandfather on my dad's side. He's from China. But no, I am from Texas. I grew up in Texas. I was born in Texas. I've been playing Ash too much in Overwatch because my Texan has been coming out too much. I don't like it. Apparently you guys like to make fun of me for it, though. I know that's Dundaro's favorite pastime is trying to get me to talk Texan.
No, we make fun of everybody.
Yes, equal opportunity offenders.
No, that you guys are. And the worst part is Manny's not here, so I can't take out my frustration on anybody.
Man, he's got a fairly strong
Yeah,
accent
where
as
is
well. He's got a kind of a Hawaiian accent.
He does, doesn't he?
Kind of.
Yeah, like ask him to say 3.
Just kind of a Hawaiian
Man, he's out
accent.
throwing metal kegs and being prepared for the world's strongest man competition.
Why
Is that what he's doing?
Yeah.
The Hawaiian's strongest man.
is Adrian being so quiet and everyone talking all over Adrian? He's been
I was
talking.
wondering why his mic always sounds kind of low.
Adrian likes when we're all over him. It's a sign he gets love.
Adrian is actually a mass murderer.
Yeah.
And he's actually quiet because he's planning on how he's going to end all of us.
It's good to know.
You're not supposed to tell people that.
I just wondered if he turned his mic down every time it comes on.
No, I actually turn it up.
That's
Sportman,
amazing.
Yes.
I owe
have
you.
people that are trying to sleep.
I owe you a lecture because you, mister, were inviting people without my permission.
Who? Who did I invite?
John Dillard. And I sent him the link and he didn't even show up. He was like, Sportman invited me. He tattled on you and everything.
No, I told him that I was going to be on and to show up like for support and stuff.
Pope, we need you to clarify this. Comic Book Bob says the difference between a Sprite and a Spriet is weed. Lots and lots of weed.
I am gonna be honest. I did smoke weed once, and it almost killed me.
Oh
so
God, I would love to have seen this. I would have gladly given up a testicle to see this.
No.
I heard weed leads to boldness. So
it was the only party I went to in college. I never did it again. I don't want to do it again. I didn't know what it was. Because if you didn't know, Pope is kind of naive and stupid, especially when she was in college when she didn't know any better. So I thought, this is a real stupid story, but when I turned 18, I bought a pack of cigarettes because I could. Not because I wanted to smoke, but because I could. And I was so dumb, I tried to light the cigarette from the wrong end.
Oh dear.
And I had no idea what weed smelled like. I knew what it looked like, but I didn't know what it was. And they were like, "Oh, it's just like a cigarette." So I was like, "Okay." It gave me the biggest headache in the world, and I didn't know what it was until my friend told me. So I'm not big on drugs. I'm not big on stuff like that. So I don't ever want to do that again. It's actually one of the reasons I didn't go to parties in college anymore. Other than the fact that I was working a full-time job and also going to school.
Gave you a headache?
Yeah, I have.
They probably gave her some crap weed.
Sounds like ditch weed.
Yeah,
I don't.
She got some
probably
dog
smoked
crap.
hemp. He was probably just like hemp.
Juke cord.
Apparently, I didn't like it. Never did it again. Don't want to do it again. I am happy with my life without drugs, so I'm
don't
fine.
You drink alcohol?
Only on Friday nights and very rarely.
I just now heard the Jude Cord reference.
I don't go to parties because everyone's here is a socialist.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Socialist men are very terrifying.
Well, no, is that everybody's going to bring one joint and expect everybody to share it. That's why you don't go to a damn socialist party.
Sounds about right.
Where all the drugs and alcohol are shared. One bottle, one roll of weed. That's all it is.
You get a half a swallow of malt liquor and one half a drag of weed, and the rest goes to the state.
That's
I'm not
Bernie
joking.
Sanders'
It is
plan.
so bad.
We're gonna split the weed and take it away from the rich.
It got so bad that Night Pope was trying to explain that competition lowers prices. Person I was talking to just wasn't getting it. They just weren't getting it. And
You know what? The next time those communist boys try to hit on you and you try to explain capitalism to them, just end your argument with just like this hot ass here. You're not getting it.
Okay, can we keep the cursing to a none?
Sorry. That's my first one in a while.
No, it's not. You cursed literally 2 minutes ago.
Use the supply and demand. Say, you say, hey, I'm a hot girl. You have some of me now. Down the road, you don't get none of me. There you go. So,
No, he said in theory that works, but in reality, all the corporations conspire together to raise all their prices, and that's why everything is so expensive.
It actually can happen. There can be like, what do they call that when these?
Yeah, we were talking about college. I was trying to explain that if a lot of the government got out of a lot of college systems, the prices would go down because there would be a lot less administrator positions. And he's like, oh no, it would still be expensive because why would they lower their prices even if they could? I was like, well, because then competition and you would go to a less expensive one. And he's like, well, no, because none of the colleges would lower their prices.
Well, the reason why the colleges are so expensive is because they've been allowed to be so expensive, and they started adding stuff that they don't need.
Yeah.
Well, but the thing is, how they were able to get so expensive is 2 ways. They got the government gave loans to people to go to school who they should have been given loans to go to school. You're talking to a guy who's actually in the middle of his master's degree. I've seen prices where schools spending, $100,000 on a degree that they end up with no career.
Right. That's very common.
I want to know about those professors who don't even teach. You just have a student teacher teach, and then they go off and like lecture somewhere, or I don't know what they do. I've heard about that. I went to a 2-year school, so it had instructors, and the instructors were actually there. They didn't call them professors.
I'm actually getting hired, not this week, but the next, to give a lecture on solar. So I'm very excited for that, because if you guys know, speaking is definitely my that's definitely my strength.
We need this streamed.
No, you don't. I'm not joking.
Yeah, so drunk.
I have a script, and you guys know me. I hate scripts, but I set up a script so I can practice my words. And poor Booster is going to have to listen to me, because he's going to have to understand, like, oh, Sami's here. Sami. But he's going to have to be the person that makes sure I say everything correctly, because I am absolutely terrified of messing up and stuttering. So.
Smoke some weed.
I'm sure you'll do just fine.
Well, I was actually asked because my friend who owns the comic book shop, he's actually my what would you call it, godfather. He actually asked me to go down to my local college to give a speech on Comicsgate, but I didn't think that was very appropriate, so I refused.
What was it appropriate to go down where?
He wanted me to give a speech on Comicsgate because apparently in the class they were going over like something to do with social stuff. I don't remember what the whole thing was, but they had actually brought Comicsgate up.
That's interesting.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Can you imagine a moderator for diversity in comics being in a room full of college kids that hate diversity in comics?
Oh man, that would have been awesome.
Especially since I am a female. And SJWs hate women and minorities most.
Even better.
So,
oh god, can I go in your place?
Yeah, send Reggie. How about this? Reggie goes to all the horrible college stuff. Like mine is just like, Reggie, you can go to my college, and I won't have to sit through my horrible class, and you could just yell at this teacher, and she'd be afraid of you because you're black and she's a socialist.
Yeah, that's where that was one of those wonderful times where racism just works in my favor. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna be able to say whatever I want, and you're not gonna be able to say anything back. You're just gonna have to sit here and take it.
Hold on, I gotta give Sean. All right, I gotta give Josh the names.
Yeah, but
Because
Again, he just wasn't getting this because he was like
And then-
talking about a conspiracy where all the colleges know the competition would not work because he didn't even give a reason at that point, and I was just
Does he realize that half of the colleges in this country are state funded? So what corporations would be sitting there jacking up the price? There would be no corporation to jack up the price.
Well, they are
Why do
doing a
you
lot
think
of
people
like
are going to
ad
community
stuff.
college.
That's a major thing in high schools. Actually, is they're putting ads in high school and putting corporate businesses like McDonald's and Subways in high schools and stuff. And they're actually making a lot of money off of that because they're charging like $5 for something that they would sell at their shop for maybe like $3.50. It's genius and evil.
Well, they've been doing that since the '90s, at least, I think, with like putting like junk food in the cafeteria that they're selling there, which was
Well, okay,
kind of cool.
as-
Like you have
as
Domino's
somebody
pizza or whatever,
as-
you know.
As somebody that grew up in the Obama era in high school, school lunches were the absolute worst thing ever because they made everything super healthy.
Yeah, they did that for a
super
while.
expensive. And what their healthy was super gross food, super small portions, but it would just be so overpriced. And they did it with like a big
They were
corporation
fighting
stuff.
childhood obesity.
But what they did was they closed campuses for a lot of high schools. So you were forced to eat that garbage food unless you were like me, who lived literally right across the street from the high school, and you were smart enough to be able to sneak out. Yeah, Pope was.
Well, we had open campus at my high school, but then they got rid of it later on. Plus, it was long before Obama, so we had junk food, and then I think didn't Trump bring the junk food back?
I know they made school lunches actually eatable again, like edible.
Yeah,
You
like
know,
you could not in high
You
school
like
you could not
edible,
eat
don't you?
anything.
I love edible food.
It figures they figure the way to stop obesity is by starving kids and taking out physical education. Genius.
Yeah. You know, I'm a little bit older here. I guess I got lucky. I grew up when I got 3 square meals living at a private school. You know, even though I had lost my mom to go to this private school, but yeah, we actually got like full course meals and actual we had recess and everything. I don't get it. This is ridiculous. Guys need an outlet to burn off energy during the daytime. Sitting in school does 24/7 or 8 hours is not good for men.
It's not,
It's
especially
not good. It's not good for anybody, really. But I mean,
the whole system is moving towards more women, which isn't a bad thing, I guess. But you really need to make sure that both genders are succeeding. And there's a lot of stuff they could do that could help, that could benefit both genders. Making it to where the studies are not just there to make sure women succeed. Probably hiring more male teachers, but the problem is I mean, I'm sure we all have stories of somebody in our high school or middle school accusing a male teacher of sexual harassment. I know I've had several in my town. And he usually ends up innocent. Now there are some cases where he's not, but for the most part, the men tend to be innocent because it's mostly just preteen girls that are a little spiteful.
And you notice who are the guilty ones. What's the increase in crime? You see women actually having sex with their kids and their students and stuff like that.
That is that's not good. But the problem is the teachers are so underpaid because and I know in particular with Oklahoma, what they do is they say they put a budget to the schools, but then the politicians end up getting it. So what you get is people that don't really want to be teachers, but that was the only thing their degree would let them do. So they're sort of stuck being teachers, so they don't really care about the children. So you get a lot of people that are and this is going to happen regardless, but you would have a lot more teachers that would care if the money actually reached the schools. Now, in my particular high school, we got like $2 million, and they were stupid, and they decided to use that money to put carpet in my high school.
Oh gosh.
I think, yeah, I don't think all teachers are underpaid, depending on where they live. But there are some areas.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, there are some areas. I think where teachers are underpaid are in your inner cities. That's definitely where they are underpaid.
Oh, definitely. See, Oklahoma is a big one, though. Like, I can confirm that because most of the schools are funded by the Choctaws.
Well, yeah, you guys, West Virginia, I think like New Mexico are like way down at the bottom of like where the government's about to step in because your rankings are so low, you know.
Right. Now, see, I'm from Texas. I grew up in a Texas school. I did go to university in Oklahoma. But I can confirm, because I knew several people that grew up in Oklahoma, that the funding there is very misused, and a lot of it comes down to people pocketing the money instead of putting it towards the schools. And Oklahoma is very greedy. I paid taxes in Oklahoma for several years, and moving back to Texas was just life-changing because my taxes went from being charged for pretty much breathing to, getting to live in Texas. So I do appreciate Texas in that aspect. I mean, I love Texas so much more than any other state I've been to. Too bad the Californians are trying to ruin it. Thanks, Night Pope.
Why is Night Pope? Why are you saying that to Night Pope?
Night Pope is from a particular state that Texans don't particularly like.
California's not too bad. My sister lives in California. It depends on where
I live. It's bad.
I dislike your sister as well.
I'm sorry, Pope. My sister had no choice.
There are plenty of conservatives there.
It's just a running joke. It's just every Californian. Okay, so what it is Texas got a major increase in Californians, and at the same time, we also got a major increase in people voting blue. Imagine that.
Well,
Texas does pretty well off without by itself. Like, we do pretty well for what we are, and it kind of stinks that Californians are moving in and sort of trying to California.
And well, you could blame that to the tech companies and what's happening. This is where now you're in my ball game. Problem is that the tech companies moved into California, like Austin or from California, and they moved stuff to Texas because it was cheaper. Because the problem is in California, your property taxes and my sister, I was just talking with her because she's trying to get me and my other sister to move out to California. I said, no, when I'm looking at a house that's $750,000 for 1,400 square feet, but I could buy one for $140,000 in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I don't care how much I hate Pennsylvania cold.
We are gonna go ahead and do the poll. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let each artist speak so we can finish the stream up within an hour. So we're gonna start with Shawnee, and we have Shawnee and Groot and Rocket Raccoon.
Yes. I finished that ago, but it's just Groot and Rocket holding a spork. It's done with ink and pencil. And I had a fun time drawing it. I like these characters; they're very cute. Yeah, there you go.
Now, Shawnee, where can people find you if they'd like to commission you or buy some art from you?
I am on Instagram and also Twitter at Shawnee Does Art. If you guys are interested in messaging me for anything, I do commissions, or if you want to buy a piece of art that I already have, that is also available. Yeah. And I post on my Instagram all my art pieces, or most of them at least.
We are going to post her link. Please go follow her on Twitter. She needs some more followers, guys. So let's move on to Ninja, because you drew a completely new sport. We are going to let you enter the contest. Mainly.
Oh, nice.
because I hope Josh gives you a funny nickname. So, would you like to talk about your piece real quick?
Well, I figured just in time for Easter, I'd have a ham for our comics universe. You know, get spork pork in there, and you know, just in time for Easter. So
All right, cool.
I don't know what to say. I mean, that's about it. I mean, he seemed like a real fun character. You got Spider Ham. You know, figured spork anamorphic animal universe needed somebody as well.
I'm gonna turn this into another one of my Pokemons. Adrian, would you like to talk about your piece real quick? I don't think Adrian's here.
It's Sparkman holding a girl.
Your piece is not actually showing up.
And
hold on, we'll go to Jacob. Oh my god.
Do you like dank memes, boy? This is it.
So this is Jacob's last time on the stream, guys.
It was all worth it. I do regret it.
That is funny.
All right, let's go back to. Okay, there we go. Adrian's is showing up now. I think it is at least.
Yep.
I hate you so much, Jacob.
I know who's getting my vote.
Yeah, Josh, if you can go ahead and post the link, and if you guys would like to vote, please do not use bots. Please be fair in this. So please give your vote to whoever you think did the best. And again, we do have not Jacob.
So you're saying if Jakob gets about 100 votes, it's going to look a little suspicious, right?
It's gonna look a little suspicious. We do have your favorite neighborhood ninja. Your friendly neighborhood ninja with Spork Pork. Oh, I actually said that right.
How many ninjas are in our neighborhood? I mean, it's getting kind of alarming.
We do have Shawnee with Groot and Rocket Raccoon. We do have Adrian with his beautiful Japanese Sparkman saving a young girl. And thank you for that panty shot.
No problem.
And then we have Jacob.
Japanese without it.
Yeah.
With.
All right. Shawnee's group. Oh, you didn't even put in funny names, Josh. You disappoint me. I'm just gonna let Pope Raven do polls from now on. Jacob's weed. Oh, I hate you. Adrian, Sporkman, and Random Girl, and then Ninja Spork Swine. I feel like it would be mean if I voted, so I am not going to vote.
You would have voted for mine, would you, right?
No.
No.
So far, Jacob is winning. Please don't let him win.
Yes. Make Beatfire a reality, please.
I'm at a it's between Ninja and Adrian.
Oh, thank you.
Because I'm liking them both.
All right, so we got 10 for Jacob. I can't send you that. I can't send you that book. The shipping would cost more than my life.
Now hold on. What is this discrimination?
I'll send you a digital copy of it. All right. Shawnee is in second place. Ninja's at third, and then Adrian is
tied third.
Oh, tied third. Holy heck! I don't like this. We got 1 minute left. Please don't let Jacob win.
I didn't. I
know Josh is cheating. He's got to be cheating.
No, it's not.
I think it's
You got 29 viewers, 17 voters. That means there's 12 more votes for Jakob that needs to be voted in right now. Not now, but right now.
Every day is pain.
I just think memes are more superior.
I just think my viewers hate me. I think that's what it is.
They just love to troll you.
They're just
You're very
PG.
trollable.
They know.
Yeah, I know.
They know you won't do anything.
There you go, Thundaro. That's the spirit. Vote Jakob or you hate kittens and puppies.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, not to a ninja. Actually, if you can definitely come on it. If you guys are an artist and you'd like to be on At the Altar, as long as you can keep it PG, you are very welcomed on.
Yeah,
You know what?
This is a clean. You
know
stream.
what? That's a good point, Flit. It is 420, and Pope Fire caused all of this by telling us a 420 story.
420 blazing. Blazing.
All right, we're at 11 o'clock. Jacob won the poll with 14 votes.
Yes.
Sparkman, you're not really gonna put that in his.
No, hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
I can't put that in. Sorry, I apologize. My book is PG.
Hold on, I've been promised.
How about Jacob? You draw a Sporkman, and then he'll put that in the trade.
I can draw a little Sparkman right here.
No, it doesn't.
Little face. Look at it.
And I'm the one you usually kick.
Yeah. Oh, yes. That reminds me. Real quick. There we go. Okay. Thank you guys for coming in. This was we are gonna do a Who is Red X stream sometimes this week, but this Monday I think I'm doing a stream with Englandine, or I'm doing a video with him. So we're gonna bring back Titans Thursdays this Thursday. Super excited for that. I've been waiting on it, and we're gonna kick it off with I think Wally West. So it's gonna be super exciting. And then look who joins at the very end. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Sporkman,
I made it.
Sporkman, I guess you can talk to
there he is.
Some of the artists on here because Jacob's piece is PG-13, and we do want Sporkman's book to stay PG. So I guess follow all the artists on Twitter. Yada yada yada. Good night.